Hi there, I'm Jonas, and today we are going to produce Training Season by Dua Lipa. And this is how it sounds. Welcome to this 99% accurate remake of Dua Lipa's new song. I can confidently say my remakes are so on point that even YouTube thinks I'm using the original tracks, which caused my last video to be blocked for some days. But whatever. Training Season was written by a bunch of people, including Lipa herself, and it was produced by Kevin Parker and Danny L. Harl. Maybe you have heard of Parker from a couple of songs. He's pretty big and has already worked with Kanye West and Travis Scott and so on. But enough talking, let's get into the song. By the way, I'll let Shazam have a listen at the end, so stick around. So let's start with the verse. First off, we need the right drive for the song. So we are going to build ourselves a drum set. I have found a couple of samples that sound incredibly close to the original. Check this out. A pretty basic beat. For the verse I just need a kick, a snare, a few claps, a second snare for the transition, and of course a hi-hat. And I've only got a few effects, like for the snare to beef it up, this exciter from Neutron. Listen to how it transforms from thin to full. And with Neutron's exciter. Then of course we need a groovy bass line. For that I'm gonna grab my Marcus Miller bass and lay down a few lines. Let's hear the whole thing without any effects. Crazy thin, right? So I'm gonna slap guitar rig from Native Instruments on the channel to give it some character. I'm using the precise button preset here. And then to add a bit more body, I'm grabbing a saturation plugin. Say hello to my beloved black box. Listen to the before and after. Now let's move on to the main course, our E-guitar. This one is a bit tricky, but let's start from scratch. The melody goes like this. But I'm pretty sure I need a second track of this, because then we can pan them to each side, giving us a super wide guitar sound. Let me quickly play the second one. So, but now let's turn on the effect I've prepared. Without. And with the effects. Quite a big difference, right? Okay, that's it. Let's move on to the chorus. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that to you. First up, I'm gonna throw in 2 EQs. They just clean up the whole thing. Have a listen without them and then with. Much clearer, right? Then I definitely need this super short delay you hear in the original. For this I'm grabbing my Nectar, set the delay to super short, add an EQ to it and voila. Then you can hear in the original that the sound isn't completely dry. That's why I'm adding a reverb, and for that I'm using Neoverb. Here I've only added a touch of reverb. Have a listen. Moving on, we are still in the verse, but in the second part. Here we can hear an acoustic guitar. And even though I have a real one, let's use a plugin instead. I've been wanting to use this one for a while. The plugin is called Ample Guitar Super Jumbo. Have a listen. They even simulated sliding up the fretboard. Simply genius. So we are basically just switching between an F minor and a C over E chord. As far as effects go, we need to thin out the guitar a lot, because in the original it's not nearly as upfront. For that I'm grabbing my favorite EQ again and doing a bit of a cleanup. Then a touch of reverb. The instrument already has some reverb, but I thought it could be a bit more. With all effects turned off, it sounds like this. And with all effects turned on, can you hear how the tail is now tickling a bit? Nice. And finally, for the end of the verse, we still need a small synth. It goes like this. Here I'm using Omnisphere and I didn't use a preset, I just created one myself from the Aqua Flute Pad sample, and I created an oscillator that I heavily filter with this cutoff. Just so you know, you can download all the presets or stems and even the whole project on Patreon if you are fancy enough. The link is in the video description. And that's the whole verse. Alright, let's take a quick side trip to the break. That's next up in the song, or pre-chorus, depending on how you want to see it. Let's kick things off with the most interesting part. That's definitely this synth right here. It's just another homemade Omnisphere preset from various synths. But the real cool part is this automated flanger effect that makes the whole thing super psychedelic. Give it another close listen. And you will hear the sidechain effect again that's coming from a compressor. It's again connected with my kick track, giving it this cool ducking effect. Next up, this organ right here. I did try out a few cool organs, but they weren't really delivering the top end I was after. So, you guessed it, I am back with Omnisphere using the organ saw preset. And this is the melody we are playing. Let's listen to it again. Nice. Here we go to the main theme, our chorus. Let's perhaps take the chorus from further back in the song, because that's when our acoustic guitar really stands out. Together with the kick, the bass and this strumming, the guitar really stands out. Check this out. If you listen to it in solo, it doesn't sound that great, but in context where there's a really force behind it. Then, just before the post-chorus starts, you can hear this reverse sound. It's from our acoustic guitar. And I simply rendered the chord and flipped it. Nothing special. Let's listen to it reversed. But now comes the best part of the whole song, the post-chorus. I simply love this flow. First, let's deal with the main melody. It's just a piano with a lot of effects. It goes like this. For this I'm using the House Piano Bright preset from Omnisphere that comes incredibly close to the original. Let's listen to it without any effects. And for effect I just use a delay. I'm using the one from Nectar again. For the delay time I'm using something unusual, namely triplets. And then it sounds something like this. And then all we need is a ton of reverb. However, if you just slap a reverb on the track, it can sound much too washed out. That's when you'd use something like an FX track. Such a track is called something different in every DAW. In Pro Tools it's called aux track, in Ableton it's called return track. The principle is very simple. You route your piano track to this FX track and then you have exactly the same signal there. Interesting, isn't it? Actually it is, because now you can make as many changes on this track as you want, such as slapping a giant reverb on it, and it won't sound washed out overall, because your actually piano track doesn't care what you do there. It stays the same. And now you can simply go and turn the FX track down a bit, and then you have two clearly separated tracks. Now listen to what I've done on my FX track. A clear and distinct reverb effect. Let's listen to it with the piano. Nice. But if you listen closely, you will notice that something is still missing, something like a breath or so. I didn't really know what it was, but I figured it out. I needed some vocals that play exactly the same rhythm as the piano. Check these out. For this I needed Omnisphere again. Why should I use another plugin? Here I'm using the Voice Choir R preset. And of course we need to tidy up the whole thing a bit. For this I'm using an EQ again. And then we need to bring the rhythm back into the mix. For this I get another compressor and run it in sidechain with my kick. And now I think I need to be careful, because in Cubase you can't run endless tracks in sidechain. Unlike in Ableton or so. Super annoying, but whatever. And now we have that cool pressure again. Let's take a quick detour to the drums. The rhythm goes like this now. And the song is so straight, almost nothing has changed except this conga is added. Let's listen to the bridge. The first thing you will notice at the start of the bridge is our acoustic guitar again. It's just playing the chords straight. However, I throw in a chopper effect to maintain a bit of a rhythm. Otherwise it just sounds too boring. Listen to how the tail wobbles now. Our piano plays this melody. And the drums keep things simple with a steady build. Here I'm adding a lot of this clap sample, nothing too exciting until we get back to the chorus. Now let's get to what I reckon is the most thrilling part of the song. If you didn't know, I'm a massive fan of film music, and film music thrives on epic builds and very dynamic parts within the song. And in my opinion, the end sounds exactly like that. It just grows and grows, and it doesn't last long, but it's epic. Let's give this epic symphony a spin. It's the exact same one as in the earlier break and in the bridge, but towards the end it really takes off. Listen closely. The only thing I have done differently compared to the break in the bridge is that I've pushed the flanger effect even more. But then check this out. I have got 20 million automation tracks that all control some parameter in Omnisphere or in an equalizer. Have a look. If you're interested, download the entire project directly from Patreon, and then you can shift through all the parameters. But I reckon that would be too much for this video here. Next up is our organ. Is going crazy again. It's really keen to let loose. Let's loop this part so it never ends. Then our acoustic guitar. Can't be left out. The drums, where are the drums? Snare and hi-hat together. A bit more snare. Kick comes in. And there are my crashes. Very satisfying.